Hey, you guys. All right, ignore the messy room. We're still in puppy mode over here, trying to help our poor little puppy that is, she just got fixed. Seriously, I was so mad about it. I don't know if I told you guys or if I just said it on Instagram, but so when we decided we wanted another dog so that Grover would have a friend, we contacted the breeder who we bought Grover from and asked them if they were still breeding. And they said that they weren't, but that they had this 2.5-year-old dog who was unable to breed. They had tried to breed her and she was unable to breed. And so they, I have to have a filter on. There's got to be a filter. This has to be filtered. I'm not looking like this, just so you know. Anyway, they had tried to breed her and they had not been able to. So we adopted her. Hey, Amanda. So we adopted her. She's actually a year older than Grover is. We took her in to get spayed and her reproductive system was just a mess. Her uterus was completely full of fluid. Her ovaries were misshapen, like all of these things that if this breeder had just taken her to the doctor, they would have known. But it would have been very dangerous if she had gotten pregnant. So I'm super glad we've got her. She's just the sweetest thing. She's amazing. But I'm kind of over to the side because I'm hoping my husband is going to be coming in to join me. I'm hoping. Do you guys want a floof at the beginning? Because I guarantee my dog is waiting. Grover. Grover, come here. Grover, can you say hi? So this is Grover. Hey, Grover. Can you sit? Sit. Sit. Oh, this is Grover. So this is, hi, buddy. He's our original floof. We got him, hi. Hi, bud. So he will be 2 in February. So this is Grover. What's on your nose? And we'll see. I don't know what's on your nose, dude. All right. So this is one floof. Okay, Grover. Go find Dad. Go find Dad. Go. Go. Good boy. All right. So floof break at the beginning. So I believe my husband is going to be joining me. In just a minute. He had some time in between meetings. So I was like, oh, come do live with me. I am going to play my little disclaimer and then let's start talking about this. All right. It's been really interesting since I did the video on Tuesday. It's gotten a lot of attention. And it's been pretty interesting conversations. And interesting conversations not just with myself, but also over on Instagram. If you follow MLM Exit, she's one of my favorites. But she did a question box very similar to Kristina's. And she is sharing the information that people are giving with her on why they left BODi and their experience. And it has been so fascinating. So it's been super interesting to see. And it's really the things that we talk about, right? Like if it was from the business side, they're not making any money. They're not making money. They are spending so much and getting so little in return. And it is too expensive. Despite what Kristina said in part 1, it is expensive and the cost does have to be considered when you're looking at these things. So Kristina, just do a quick recap. She's talking about the reasons that people gave her for why they left BODi and basically why the reasons are not valid. And she had 4 points. The first point was cost, that it really is not that expensive. And that although, yes, there are some people who cannot afford it probably, that she thinks most people can if they just try hard enough, if they just are focused on their health enough that they can make it work. And that it is a better value because of the programs that they have. And we talked a lot about different programs that are out there that are either comparable in cost. I would say Peloton, from my understanding, is comparable in cost to free. There are a lot of free YouTube trainers. I know I'm using Jen Baruso. That sounded bad. I'm utilizing Jen's expertise. I'm not using her. I'm utilizing Jen's expertise currently, and she's programming for me for workouts. So there are a lot of different options. BODi is not necessarily the best, even considering the programs that they have and how effective are they actually. So that was number one. Number two was your coach. And this one I did struggle with because it's basically like you want someone to hold your hand and you just don't want to take accountability and it is all on you. And I don't agree with that. I don't think that that is correct. Plus the way that they put themselves out there as coaches is to help them. I think it was Bethany that said, link arms. I'm looking for 5 women. They put it out there as a team, but then they don't want to treat it as a team environment. So those were the first two. And now we're going to keep going. So when you jump in, if you can do me a favor, if you can like the video, make sure, comment, let me know who's on. I've got a few of you on here so far. So we are going to add on her second 2 points. Let's just do a quick check. Oof, BODi is still, it's at 0.209 currently. So I keep watching. I'm like, is today going to be the day it goes into the teens? It's very well possible. Hey, Amelia. Yeah, Kristina, it's way cool. Yes. Oh my gosh. I miss Seattle. So we lived in Seattle, the Seattle area, right? The kind of metropolitan Seattle area. We were in the suburbs of Seattle for several years and I miss it every day. I loved it. I loved that area. I loved the Seattle area. So, that's super cool that you're streaming me on your TV. So I'm bigging in. And then I'm glad I'm filtered. I don't know what the filter is here in Seattle by Green Lake. We were in Sammamish. So that's where we were in the Seattle area and loved it. And I would move back in a heartbeat if it wasn't so dang expensive. Because despite what Kristina says, cost does come into play on things. All right. Oh, you're in Issaquah? Yeah, we would travel to Issaquah a lot for doctor's appointments. New York? Oh, man. All right. So I went to New York. It was 2019. A couple of friends and I went to New York and had a girls' trip for like a week. It was so much fun. So we were in downtown New York. It was great. All right. Let's add.
This is a concept that drives me, but
okay, so I think it rewound just a titch. So we're going to replay like maybe a minute worth.
Bananas in what we do.
And also, yeah, I was biased. Yeah, you were correct. You're in Seattle proper. Nice. Okay. Can you guys also let me know if the sound is okay? I've got with my husband that's going to come in. I don't have it set up with the 2 mics yet. So let me know if the sound's okay.
It's this entitlement. It's an entitlement. Give me, you owe me. No. You have to take responsibility, and it's a give and take. Some partners are really good at, text message accountability. Some are really good at email accountability. Some create community pages on Facebook.
Hey, DC. All right. My husband's supposed to be coming in. I can hear him out there playing with Grover, so he's going to be coming in. Yeah, that we were talking a little bit about where we're living in from. So, bum.
Yeah, go get a chair.
Okay, go get a chair. My husband's going to come in on this one.
Facebook or BOD groups. If you're not participating in them, that's on you, right? We are just facilitators of an environment.
Okay, this drives me bananas. Definition of coach. A coach, that's really funny. They called themselves a coach, right? Well, a coach is a person who teaches and trains the members of a sports team. It makes decisions about how they play. They are coaching. So stop it. We're just recapping. You're totally good. Texas, right? Like I tried to get people to participate in my groups, but participating does not guarantee success. And let's talk about that for a minute. I was super successful until I wasn't, right? Like it worked for a while and then it stopped working. And I was still fully participating. I was working out. I was doing all the things, but I wasn't having success. And according to her, that's on me and that's my fault. Well, no, there were some things going on physically that I needed help with, that if I was dealing with an actual professional, they would have been able to help me. They would have been able to tell me that I was going down a very bad path of over-exercise and under-eat, right? Like, just because you're participating doesn't mean you're going to get results, which they should know because they have before and afters all the time, all the time. Let's see. We have Bearly's bed over there, so it's kind of a mess. So and the good news is we're starting almost exactly where I left off last time. Yeah, it's weird sometimes. When she was a customer, the only time she participated in the groups was when she had an incentive. She did the workouts every day, but I couldn't care less to socialize online with strangers. It's kind of weird, right? Hi, Mr. Amy.
Hello.
This is my husband, Ren. Santa, if you will. We're getting ready. Do you want me to? I don't know if I can scoot over here. Let's move. Okay. Yeah, I would do 2 programs a lot of the time as well. And one of the reasons is because I, like, for example, when I did hammer and chisel and I hated it. So it gave me 0 joy to work out. So I would do hammer and chisel because I was supposed to be doing it and I would have to show video of me doing that. And then I would do one that brought me joy. So there's, hi, Santa. You have a magnificent beard.
Oh, thank you.
He really does. And it's actually kind of short right now.
Well, it's curly because
Curled it.
The shower and then the beard butter. So
you smell good.
Well, thank you.
Just saying.
We're just facilitators of an environment for you to succeed.
Eating lunch is a good idea. Very good idea.
We can't make you succeed. I can't force success on anybody. You have to take responsibility.
Okay, so before she gets to her 2 points, let me ask, because you didn't watch my video. So she has 4 main reasons that people gave for why they had left BODi or quit doing BODi as a customer.
Okay.
And she's combating those 4 points. So first was cost. And she's saying it's actually not that expensive for what you get.
Well, here's the problem. The latest returns that they just changed actually diminish the value and increase the cost. Right. So your return for purchasing it, right, you don't get a higher return.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And so they're talking about it as if that it's not that expensive, when in reality, they just drove the expense up because they reduced the return.
How did you feel about Shakeology?
It was all right.
Someone said the pause makes it look like she's looking down on you. She's like
Santa.
Santa, dang you. I may have to take a picture real quick of this pause because this pause game is pretty strong. Yeah, it's interesting, especially like in the costs. The costs are. Oh, I didn't get a grade. I'll get a screenshot later. And the workouts and stuff. It's weird. It's weird, right? Okay, so that was number 1. Number 2 was the coach.
Okay.
Okay. That people don't want to do the work and they expect their coach to do it for them, and that you are responsible for your own results.
So this is supposed to be like a team effort?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see. What did AJ? You've heard some reps did 4 workouts a day. How many workouts would I do a day?
Oh, 4 to 6. Easy.
Easy. Yeah, you are correct. I was one of them. And part of the trap that I fell into was that I really did enjoy, I love working out. I love it. I still love it. And because of that, I fell in love with the fitness programs first, and I became an instructor. Well, becoming an instructor I loved it. It was great, but I was teaching.
Yes, Hannah, 4 to 6 a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was teaching on average 3 to 4 classes in a day. And they got you to believe that those workouts did not count. This came from the master trainers. Those workouts did not count because it wasn't my workout. It was my participants' workouts. And so I would have to do my own workouts on top of that. Now, the problem is, like when I taught turbo kick, I mean, I was burning, according to my Apple Watch, like 700 calories in an hour, but I didn't count that as my workout. It didn't count. And it was wild. It was wild. And I could kind of understand with P90X. I might be falling back into the trap, huh? I could kind of understand with P90X because some of the time I would be walking around and helping with form. So I wasn't necessarily working out all the time during P90X, but I was still burning a high number of calories because you're kind of at a heightened set, like you're on, right? You're on stage. So your heart rate's kind of is high. So I would do that with a ton. And so it definitely fell into a problem. Plus, I have a really hard time saying no. So if anyone asked if I could sub their class for them, I was like, absolutely. Yes, I will. And so there were some nights, I know there were a couple nights that I would teach 2 cardio classes back to back. So I would teach turbo kick and then light country heat or any of those things. And I wasn't eating nearly enough to sustain it.
So all the comments are spot on, right?
Joint replacements.
Joint replacements. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. You shouldn't need more than 1 a day.
Yeah.
Which is so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. And I do want to make sure that I say this. The joint replacements, it was also a genetic condition, right? So it's the way that my body was made. I didn't have any cartilage in my knees.
But how much longer could we have prolonged it?
If I hadn't done this to my body.
If you
right?
hadn't done this to your
so
body.
I think there is the accountability, like, because they say that, like, well, you just want to blame everyone else on why you failed. No, I take full accountability for the things that I did.
No.
I'm asking for them to take some joint accountability, which is what they don't want to do.
Sure. And then let's also talk about how 4 to 6 workouts impacted doing anything with the family.
Oh, I was exhausted all the time. There was one when there was one specific day that I remember. I think I taught 6 classes. By the time I got home that night, I had to have him shower with me and wash my hair and wash my body because I was so exhausted. And it would take a lot of time away from my kids. A lot of time. He would be working. Sometimes he would joint. I didn't even catch the pun, joint accountability.
I was going to call it out, but thank you, Rosie, for calling that out, because
that's a good, I mean, what a yeah, it definitely impacted the family. And I would do a lot of things that I didn't count as workouts. So for example, I would work out and then I loved to go on really long walks because it was beautiful. That was not a workout. Walking 3 miles or 4 miles was not a workout. That didn't count. So, all right, let's hear what she says. The disdain with which she's looking at us is making me uncomfortable.
I love it. Bring it on.
All right. I think I covered everything there. And Erin, can someone message Erin Hopkins and tell her that I am doing a live on Instagram because she's been calling me. Number 3 is the company, right? BODi itself. I stopped BODi because, I mean, I've heard things like, and this one was like, whoa. I wish they would never have gotten away from DVDs. Can we chat about that?
Yes, let's talk about it. Okay, so here's one of my problems with them getting away from DVDs. When I quit Beachbody, oh hey Erin, when I quit Beachbody, I still had a whole lot of programs and a whole lot of material that I could still utilize that I purchased. I had Shift Shop. I had all of these different DVDs. Now, when you quit, it's gone. You have zero access. You have zero programs, and you've been paying for all of that. Yikes. So yeah, I do agree with that. Now, has the world kind of gotten to a streaming platform? Sure, we have. Could they have offered both options?
I mean, if they would have given you a streaming option for like a monthly subscription, where that's your only cost, I could see renewing that to continue with the materials at your own leisure.
Yeah.
Right. I think that had merit, but that's not something that they want to offer because they don't want you. If you're not going to stay with the program, they don't want you.
Well, and once you have the P90X DVDs, you have the P90X DVDs. And why do you need to continue with the company? And I totally get that. I have some torrents of the programs too. I've got, we have them, Body Beast and P90X. Yeah. So there's that. Okay, so let's see what she has to say.
For a second, I wish they never would have gotten away from DVDs.
Amelia, that's really funny.
To make on demand. That's hilarious.
You guys, it is 2023. I don't even think they sell DVD players anymore.
Yeah, they do.
Your pause game is.
My pause game's amazing.
Yeah.
Has she gone to Walmart or Target? You can purchase DVDs, lady. Like you can purchase. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Blu-ray.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm. Evolution. Every company in the world has to evolve. Do you want to know why BlackBerry barely exists? Do you want to know why Blockbuster doesn't exist? Because they failed to evolve with the times. You want to know what crushed Blockbuster? Netflix.
Guess what? There's still one Blockbuster.
There's one Blockbuster.
There's one.
In California, isn't it?
Yeah, there's still one. Anyway.
They also made some piss poor decisions. They didn't continue to evolve. They didn't go with the streaming. So they could have done something similar to Netflix and I think been more successful. So, and Netflix just stopped their DVD. Yeah, right?
Paramount, HBO Max, YouTube TV. I mean, the list goes on. They were sitting ducks and they got ran the F over because they failed to move. They failed to innovate, and you can't succeed in that model. Similarly, when we moved from Beachbody to BODi, right? Now, you don't have to agree with eat more dessert. You don't have to agree with...
So Katz makes a really good point, right? We play DVDs when the internet goes down. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Guess what? The internet out here sometimes goes down.
Sucks.
Right?
Yeah.
The internet, wherever you are, may have latency or may have intermittent, outages. Yeah. Whatever the case may be, falling back to some kind of content, because how do you post or how do you do your workouts if you don't have streaming content, right? Evolution can only take us so far with what she's saying. And there are reasons that, let's take military, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
We still use ham radios.
Oh, yeah.
Why? And when you go into any emergency preparedness class, guess what they talk about? They talk about radio. They talk about if anything goes out, and if you guys know what I do for a living, I'm a cybersecurity professional, and we have to have contingencies in place in order to address the ever evolving world.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you want to evolve with your company, but you also want to be able to sustain any challenges that may rise to your company through technology.
I only have one thing to say to you. Can I get an amen on a Thursday?
Amen.
You didn't see my Brendan Burchard. So Brendan Burchard kept saying that in the presentation. Can I get an amen on the weekend? So I'm going to get an amen on a Thursday. It's just, here's the thing though. If BODi is doing such a good job at evolving, then why is their stock at 20 cents? I'm keeping it up because I'm like, please go into the teens while we're on this live. Yeah, a whistle code is a first responder. Exactly. Like, so her saying that all of this, DC, Brendan O'Mylanta. He's just like Guy Smiley from Sesame Street.
It's true.
It's amazing.
The health esteem movement, but it was a response. It was a response to creating a more inclusive company based on the name Beachbody. I honestly didn't even think that was an issue. I love before and after pictures. They don't trigger me, and my market loves them too, right? So this.
Okay, so she's saying that they changed the name BODi. They did health esteem and eat more dessert because they were supporting the market. There's always been a market for those things. They're doing those things because they're in desperation trying to save the company. And if he truly was looking at market trends, he should have made this pivot to more of a holistic health versus the before and afters years ago. I mean, I don't know how long it's been since they've used the tagline "Look Good Naked," but that they had it trademarked.
Really?
That was one of their taglines. So yeah, it's an issue. It is an issue. I'm surprised that she's fine with before and afters because she has them all the time, right?
But are they different?
No.
Or is she
bouncing back and up and down and up and down?
Using previous befores and afters as we've seen other BODi representatives do.
She loves me. She really loves me. You guys know I'm talking about Anita right there. She really does love me. There are some of them.
I didn't say her name out loud. You knew that's who I was referring to.
Did I share the post where she said, "Suck it, Amy"?
No.
So amazing. So amazing. Yeah, that was her tag was "Suck it, Amy." Anyway, with her, I don't know if she falsifies any of her before and afters, but there are many that do. And there are many that use the prenatal or the postnatal, right? So like they just barely have a baby and they take a picture and then they're like, "Look at how much I lost." No, your uterus went back to its normal size. So yeah, it can be an issue. Before and afters can be an issue. You heard "Look Good Naked" on an infomercial just the other night. Remember, it's all about that health esteem.
Right.
This is all about your perspective on something that just is.
Hold on, real quick. There was a comment a little bit further up that said that she's not triggered because she's skinny, LOL. I think her comment about her not being triggered is highly insensitive. And I think what's interesting is these coaches have been trained to be insensitive rather than to be empathetic to
That's a great point.
To the struggles of the men and women that want to join programs like these.
And that want to get a before and after.
And that want to get a before and after.
Or even just be healthier, right? But there is a lot of privilege in saying like the before and afters don't bother you. The before and afters bothered me greatly.
Yeah.
And the lack of having an after bothered me greatly. And it would lead to some pretty bad behaviors on my part. People are like, "Yeah, do it." Like, right on, Sandra. Great point. Yeah, I don't understand. But see, it's the same thing. Like she was using the same thing, minimizing people who wanted a coach and who wanted help from a coach.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole like better than you attitude.
Well, what's funny is we're seeing a trend. We're seeing a trend with the new BODi across the spectrum. Every coach is following this kind of behavior.
Yeah, this one, Bonnie, automatically bounces back from having a baby, turns around and says, moms aren't working hard enough, which triggers you as a mom. Yeah, it hurts. And it's like, wait,
Exactly.
she had 4 kids. I have 5 kids. What's wrong with me?
Exactly.
I love you all streaming together. The beginning of I complained at the very beginning about Barely and how ridiculous I think it was that the breeder did not take care of her.
Yeah, we were very saddened by what we found
Yeah.
from the vets. It kind of broke our hearts a little bit, and it felt like it was something that could have been taken care of quite a while ago, honestly.
If they just
taken her in.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it is. It's the extra kid. It was having kid 5 that was the difference, not the kid 4.
A decision to evolve into a new way of marketing that necessarily didn't change my commitment level. So if that changed your commitment level to your health and fitness, I need you to dig deeper on why. Why was it that the name change or health esteem or eat dessert or the super blocks or the body blocks, what was it? Was it because you don't like change?
Hold on. Can we dig deep? Let's dig deep.
He gets so mad because this impacted our life greatly. Okay, yeah, dig deep.
Let's dig deep on this.
Okay.
Right? Because it has nothing to do with the outward appearance, the name changes, the program changes. It had nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the toxic behavior that is coming from her and her colleagues and other coaches, and the way that they make you feel in order to try and drive further results. This isn't something that is uplifting. This is shaming on a whole new level.
Well,
and if you break it down from her behavior to her comments to digging deep to the way that she's phrasing things, this has me triggered on so many levels, because this is not kindness. This is not the way that.
And here's the thing: when they had done the name change, when they had done the health esteem thing, when they had done all those things, they never once said, and we were the ones who also contributed to this. So I think that is part of what some of us are looking for, is some accountability on their part, where Carl was like, people misread the name Beachbody. We never, that wasn't what we were about. And it was like, dude, your trademark name was Look Good Naked. What do you mean it's not what you were about? And so the lack of accountability and talking about, I did these things too, and this was part of our company culture, and we need to change this. But Carl's gone back to it too, because this whole healthy holiday thing that he's doing, like, no, it does completely get back to this shaming, and it's not everybody else's fault. Like it's the gaslighting, it's the lack of accountability, it's the like, well, you should have worked harder. People don't like the changing commission and discounts.
Exactly.
I know. Well, and Sam D, I don't know if you guys follow Sam D, but Sam D did one, and she's like, the logic isn't logicking. They're saying your income's going to be more consistent, but they just reduced it. What? Like, it doesn't actually equate. Doesn't equate.
Because I'll tell you that 100% of people hate change. You're no different. We hate change. We don't like to change because we love. Remember what?
Tulips and Cats. Thank you so much. That is very kind. The kindness and transparency we're showing is a great balance to her attitude. Yeah, I think Carl fired their marketing department long ago. Otherwise, who would let him do Tour de Pants? Like, who would do that?
That's really funny.
I said, your thoughts control this. You want to be comfortable. This is different. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't want it. I don't want the mix. I don't want all these things. Truth of the matter is, a company has to evolve, has to try new things, has to do things according to the times and the market that we are in. And here we are.
let's
with
talk about change for a second. She says that 100% of people do not like change.
Which is wrong.
That is a fallacy.
Mhm.
All right. As humans, change is inevitable. Now, there are changes that we do like. There are changes if we see the value, or if we see, yes, this will be mine later today. I will consume that.
I don't know if you guys have tried these. They're peanut butter and jelly Fit Crunch bars, and they are really good.
Sure.
Really good. Okay, sorry.
There.
I got distracted. Squirrel.
No, but change is hard when it's around things that are addictive or things that require
Thank you,
us to
Kristina.
make changes where we have been conditioned. Okay. And so breaking out of the conditioning, breaking out of an addiction, breaking out of behavioral things that have driven us the way they are, those are hard. And so rather than shaming individuals around that kind of behavior or those conditions, I wish the health industry would take a chapter and just change the paradigm, change it towards a loving embrace, right? Like, hey, let's look at this from a whole different perspective versus, you're not working hard enough, or, I've got to do this, I've got to work 6 times a day, work out, I've got to do, all of these things. And I think that's what frustrates me more, is that we need more empathy and understanding and partnership and less of what this is.
Well, and I really like this. Yeah, but if a company evolves in a way you don't like, you don't have to stay. Right? Like, there have been many companies that I've been a part of, that you've been a part of, that it's like, I don't like this direction. I don't agree with this direction. I'm going to leave, but I didn't have to lose everything because I left. I didn't lose, like with this one, it's like, okay, if you leave, you lose your community, you lose like everything because they have you so entrenched. It's not a job. It is your entire world. And they have you isolate to some degree, where if people don't agree with what you're doing, you just get rid of them. And so it's this like little echo chamber. And it's like, okay, well, if I leave this, I am not going to have anybody. And you feel so stuck, because the thought of losing everything hurts. And it is, the cult excommunicates you. Oh man. I mean, so the day after I quit Beachbody, and then everything happened where my coach went public on my Facebook page and shamed me. And then I went to bed because I was so upset, and we turned my phone off, and he just like held me because I was crying because it was so mean on my own Facebook page. And then I woke up the next morning to so many messages and responses to that, where people were they went after her hard, because I did try to run my business ethically, and I did try to be the person who would stand up and say, this isn't working anymore. Like, I've got to do something else. And right before, so that next morning, I was supposed to teach a workout, into a P90X workout. She called and left me a voicemail that was just awful. And like, I just cried because it hurt so bad. It hurt so bad. And it was kind of funny because my P90X class that morning, they were like, okay, we're going to have therapy Thursday instead of a workout. Like, let's talk. And we did, and it was amazing. And it was just what I needed. And I didn't know, but it was what a lot of them needed. But the excommunication is real. I mean, and you've seen it from some of those that have left. They're the way that they're talked about. It was awful. And you do have to get to the point you were scared he was going to trash you, because guess what? They do, right? You know that they do, because you've seen it. You've seen it happen to everyone else. And so you know exactly what's going to happen to you. But there comes a point that you can't take it anymore. and you have to leave. At least my conscience. Yeah, it wouldn't happen at a non-MLM company. Like,
Right.
it's wild. It is wild.
Incredible programming, just like always. More incredible supplements. Innovation in personal health and growth, and personal growth and development with Brendan Bouchard. It is simply a company evolving. Some people said it got soft. Some people said it got too hard. Some people said it has we talk about too many supplements. So as you can see, your opinions are valid, right? Your opinions are incredibly.
Are they? She's been telling us this whole time that our opinions aren't valid. Huh. Okay. But here's the thing. You're right. Those opinions are all valid. Some of the programs are too easy for some and too hard for some. There are a lot of supplements, because the problem that I have, it's not that BODi offers a variety of supplements. It's the pressure to purchase them that is the problem to me. Because as a coach, look at how many people felt that they had to purchase first thing and last thing. That was hundreds of dollars a month. Like, but you felt like you didn't have a choice except for to purchase all of these supplements and all of these things. That's the problem I have.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
When you started, were you looking for a place to start?
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
during the conversations, do you feel like you learned where that place was, or did you feel inundated with products and all the things that you had to purchase, and that left you wanting kind of that initial beginning when you were like, ooh, if I could just land here, right? And then take a journey step by step. Do you feel like they offered you that?
No. And part of the reason I don't, so I started doing Chalene Extreme. And that's where I got most of my results, honestly, was doing Chalene Extreme. And I still would do Chalene Extreme. I really liked that program. Their old programming, in my opinion, was superior to what they're doing now. But the problem is, once I joined, that was an old program. It wasn't like the new sexy thing.
Right.
So even though I had gotten the best results with that, I had to switch and do 21-day fix. Well, I had been lifting incredibly heavy weights and changing my body. And then I went to lifting like 5-pound weights and 8-pound weights. And so the journey that I wanted when I initially started morphed into this, you have to do whatever the new sexy program is.
Yep.
And no wonder my journey stalled.
In some ways you regressed.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely did. And then I didn't understand why I wasn't continuing to get results. And we talked about this before, like let's say you're doing lift more or lift 4. And so like a heavy lifting program, well, then you have to go into extend bar and you're picking up 2 and 3-pound weights. But that's the newest program. So it's what you're supposed to market. And so they truly are not about the journey and about the health and fitness, in my opinion.
No.
It's sales. It's straight up sales. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's confusing.
Yeah.
For anyone that wants to get into becoming healthier, it's confusing.
It's really confusing.
Right?
Well,
If you were to go to an actual trainer
yeah.
at a gym, would they do what BODi's doing?
Oh no.
Would they continue to build and build on top of and on top and move your journey along? Like there wouldn't be a point of regression, right? It would always be building on each other.
And it would be built upon what my goals are. So when I
Exactly.
started working with Jen, just this last little bit, Jen was like, well, what is your goal? What do you want? And I said, I want to be strong. I want to lift heavy. I want to feel like I'm capable. And she's like, okay, then let's build the program around that. The other interesting thing I would say is I got the best results that I had before I officially joined as a coach, without any supplementation. I wasn't taking pre-workout. I wasn't drinking Shakeology. I wasn't doing any of that. And it was once I added all of those things in, you just get so overwhelmed, I think, that it's rough. Yeah. Let's see. Average woman's purse is 5 to 8 pounds. Right. So you see these coaches who are like, I've been doing this for 8 years and they're lifting 8-pound weights. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't sound very personalized. Yeah. It's specific to the goal. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. The program that Jen has me on, they're fairly boring exercises, but guess what? They're effective.
Right.
And I'm doing the same exercises for 6 to 10 weeks so that I can see a progression. That's the difference. Yeah, people are like, no, I didn't lose weight from doing bar. I guarantee they're lifting on this side. The only one I will say that you only have a little bit, huh? The only one that I will say that I do respect for that is Melissa McAllister. It's one of the very few positive things I can say about her is she does not conform to whatever the newest program is. She does what she wants to do, and what is with her goals. So that is something that I think she does that.
Valid. Too soft, according to who? Because the programs that you loved that were super challenging are still on the platform. P90X, P90X2, Insanity, Max 30, Lift 4. I mean, even some of the new programming, Lift 4, Chop Wood, Carry Water, and Shanti's Dig Deeper coming in just 2 months. We still got hard if you think we got too soft. So I want you to think about that. Too hard. We have beginners only super block. We have the all body block. We have all of our programs can be modified, and there's a modifier in every single program, right? So this is all about perspective.
And I can agree with that. However, the point we made previously, if you are a coach and you are trying to do this as an income, you do whatever the new thing is. So that's an issue to me. Do you think people lose muscle from their restrictive food plans and cannot progress in weights? Yes. Yes.
Wholeheartedly.
You have to eat. You have to eat. And that's one of the reasons why I'm really surprised that with Shanti's new program that is supposed to be like heavy weightlifting, that they're using Ultimate Portion Fix and To Be Mindset. They didn't change the food. You're not going to get those really good results with that. Absolutely, Jenny. But I mean, Melissa doesn't even talk about BODi really, which is interesting to me because she is still fairly high up. I have to cough. I'm going to play her and I'm going to mute.
Nothing more, nothing less. It is what you want to see that you will see. And so I invite you to see all sides of the equation. Too many supplements, right? This is simply a company evolving with the times. When I started coaching, we basically had like 4, which we've improved on. So we haven't really added way too many supplements. We just improved the ones we had. So Activit, which is a multivitamin, that's when I started. We had that. We had Shakeology when I started in only 2 flavors. We had greenberry and chocolate, and it was in a regular whey formulation. We had E&E. I'm dating myself, and some of you that have been.
I'm okay for some reason. I'm having like a weird coughing fit. I might need you to go get me water. So my eyes are watering. Shocker that my monster isn't taking care of my coffee. Dang it. But okay, when she's talking about like they had Activit, they also had a skincare line. Did you guys know that? Did you know that Beachbody had a skincare line?
No.
They had a skincare line. So they did have a lot of different things. I actually liked greenberry and I liked the tropical strawberry too. I liked those.
Around for a long time, which is like, it was our old version of Energize. We had bars. We had P90X bars, which they were delicious, but if you were to look at the label right now, you would die. So those products still exist, just in better formulations now. First thing, last thing are very specific for need. Someone sent me a very long message about,
Bless my husband. He's going to get me water. They did have a skincare line that was, God, I'm going to have to look it up. It was a long time ago. Let's see. It was called Derm Exclusive, I believe. So it was quite a while ago that they had it. Isn't that wild? Why would you die looking at the label? Okay, so Santa to the rescue. He's my knight in shining armor. With the P90X supplements, Tony was concerned with the amount of protein with performance. And so, yeah, they were going to have more sugar. They were going to have more protein. They were going to have the things that Autumn has made you scared of. So you probably would have been scared looking at those because they were for a different purpose. They were a different purpose. They absolutely, Kristina, yeah, they were formulated for P90X. The nutrition reflected that. It reflected needing the carbs. It reflected needing the additional protein. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I think if they would have...
I'm fine.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
I think if they would have marketed and packaged supplements, workouts, meal plans together,
Mm-hmm.
and say, hey, depending on where you are in your journey, this meets this criterion.
Yeah.
And if they did that way, I think that would have changed, kind of the way that you all would have looked at things and maybe even marketed them and maybe even worked through them, because now there's a level of, I don't know, morality and ethics to it.
Yeah.
There's a level of like understanding and maybe even some empathy to the way that they're putting this together. And then maybe that would have changed, a lot for the way that they were purchased, the way that they were talked about, and not having some of the things that she's addressing. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
It's interesting though that you talk about morality and ethics. And I think a good example of that with their supplementation would be Energize, because there is no reason that you need Energize to go on a walk. There's no reason that you need Energize to do like the 20-minute bar routines or really most of those things. But they had us convinced that we had to have it. And like I said, I had the best results before I ever started.
The problem though is that no one has the certifications or the education to market these
absolutely.
in an effective way. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Right. But instead they've thrown it out there to the world and say, hey, doesn't matter who you are, you too can market this.
Well, and you need this, and you need to get other people to take this all the time, like when they're going to go walk their dog, because it impacts your bottom line.
Yes.
It impacts that.
And it's not truly about health and wellness.
No.
For the individual.
No.
It's about the bottom line for the coach.
Yeah.
That is how it's being marketed.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, they're not certified to talk about individual health.
There's too many supplements and I don't need to take all the supplements. Well, my response is no one told you had to. We're a now fitness.
Wait, ma'am. Did you just hear her? I know you're trying to work too. She just said, like, with the supplements, nobody told you that you had to take them. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Where's the kid on Instagram that's like, bullshit? Bullshit.
No.
We need that kid.
We do need that kid. You told us we had to. You told us that people can't be in your group without Shakeology. Mm-hmm. You told us that everybody needs this. Like, what are you talking about? It's the gaslighting for me. Ma'am. Look, I just have to show you guys this. Oh, I'm thing 1. I thought I was thing 2. Our youngest gets these Dr. Seuss stickers at school, and then he comes and puts them on. Oh, I am thing 2. He comes and puts them on our stuff. So I'm thing 2, and my husband has a thing 1 on his mother. Okay, she is ridiculous. And I mean, even to go back, they're they in the Slay Squad, they have a supplement of the month that they highlight, and they tell you, well, if you're not taking it, how can you help other people take it? Right? So they're trying to get their downlines to purchase these supplements so that they can recommend it. And they have a supplement of the month. So to say this, they were, ooh, which makes me so mad. Yeah, the top coaches require them.
Nutrition and supplement company, which we've always been. We're just adding to the catalog. And a neurotropic of first thing is something that the market demands. You have 50 companies selling neurotropics, whether it's in a powder or pill or shot or anything. They're all over, right? It is because of.
You sit on a throne of lies. You sit on a throne of lies.
Every time she pauses in the way that she's communicating, it just makes me feel like she's making this up as she goes along.
Yes.
Is that horrible?
No.
I mean, it feels so unauthentic.
It is. It absolutely is. And just the blaming, the way that she's delivering this, it makes sense that she's an attorney. She's a lawyer. She hasn't practiced in a really long time because she makes all of her money I shouldn't say all of her money, in Beachbody. Here's the other thing. I just want to point this out. I had a couple people message me this too. When she was talking about cost and stuff, she's in a very privileged position. Her husband was a professional baseball player. They own several restaurants. They own rental properties. Like, her idea of expensive and our idea of expensive are probably going to be quite different.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, I'm just saying. Yikes. Does Melissa McAllister tell her downline to do the newest programs to sell them? I don't know. Melissa does a lot of things that are not Beachbody compliant. She's the one who was like my first introduction into keto. So I'll just leave it at that. Melissa's program was called Fixin' to be Made. So she took the 21-day fix program and swapped it into her own program that is a keto. So there's that. Yeah, that was my introduction into keto, was Melissa McAllister.
You know, the post-COVID era and all of that brain health focus, you know, sitting in front of computers all day, it's just a necessary product, right? That's first thing. Last thing, if you're a great sleeper, you don't have to drink it, right? So it's about choice, and it's about expanding the health catalog for different kinds of people. Gut health supplements like the probiotic and optimize and revitalize of gut protocol. It's a part of the signs of the time and the nutrition science evolving, right? Those supplements have actually been around with Ultimate Reset. They're not actually a new supplement that we're telling everyone to take. They've always been a part of our catalog. In fact, Soothe is totally underrated and most people should take it, but we have so many things, and supplementation is a very key piece of nutrition. Ask Shanti, ask Joel, ask Autumn, ask any fitness professional.
Okay, ma'am. Let's talk about Shanti and Autumn. They have physicians that they go to who have done their blood work, who are recommending specific supplementation for them based on their own blood work, their bioindividuality. That is not what is happening here. And most people don't need it. Like, your doctors will tell you this. I can tell you right now, after getting off of all the things from Beachbody, my blood work improved. So stop it. To say that, like, comparing just a normal coach it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. And these guys have access and to so many things that most of us don't, right? Oh, Jen. Hey Jen, I could swap you out if you want. My husband has to go to his pesky 9 to 5. That's allowing him to sit here with me right now. I'm just saying, not all 9 to 5s are horrible, people. Yeah, so Jen, if you want me to send you an invite, Jen, I'll shoot it over. Anyway, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And nor are any of them as a coach or now a partner. They're not, Jen, you're reading my mind. They're not qualified to recommend anything. They just aren't. You're going to make a coffee. Don't you need something stronger? Hold on. I was looking to see if, we're still at 0.204.
Where's your Energize?
Yeah, Jen, don't you have Energize? Come on. I'm going to.
All right, love.
All right. Well, we get to say goodbye to Santa. I hope you have an amazing work time, and I will see you. Oh, I think I can send it to this. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in a little bit. All right. Bye, Santa. They're all saying bye. Amy, my husband is awesome. He's fantastic. He's going to have a great day at work. And maybe, I don't know if you need to let the dogs out or not, but who let the dogs out?
All right.
All right. Do we need is Grover right out there?
Yeah.
Huh?
Grover.
No. All right. Yes. All right. Let's get back into this. And here's a little bit of a floof break. Grover. Hi, buddy. Hi, bud.
Door open or close?
You can maybe take him. We just did a quick floof break.
All right, Grover. Touch.
Okay. Bye, bud.
Touch.
All right. Barely is currently in the crate. So it's so interesting to hear my husband's perspective, because he was watching me do all of this and not listening to the things he was saying because I wasn't in a position to do that. So yeah, Grover is a huge floof. He weighs, I don't know, 115, 120 pounds. It's kind of ridiculous. He's huge. Barely is the vet said she's almost like a micro burner. She weighs 86 pounds, but they said she's overweight. They had to do liposuction in order to do her surgery. Yeah. I mean, Hannah, one of the reasons that I think sometimes you have to be in the right mindset, because some of the feedback that they have hurts. And it's like, oh my gosh, I did shame you. Oh my gosh, I did judge you. I did do some of those things. Because, oh my gosh, Erin, send it to me. Because I was like, well, obviously this works. Why won't you do this with me? And I definitely did a lot of things that I wasn't proud of. And it's hard. It's hard to hear some of those things, some of that feedback. It hurts. But it's also valuable. And, I did it. I did those things. So I get to be accountable for that too.
Supplementation plays a key role in optimizing health, not just losing weight, but it's optimizing health. And BODi, I think, in my opinion, has done a great job at creating supplements that are clean, that they are.
What does that mean, that they're clean? What? Rosie, have so much fun at work. They're clean. No, that's another made up term.
Continuously improving to make them even better and provide options for everybody, right? Not everybody wants to drink Energize, right? Not everybody wants to drink First Thing. Not everybody needs gut health supplements, whatever the case may be. We are a supplement company in addition to a fitness company. So anyway, so I think those are just perspectives that I wanted to share. And then the last one. So hi to everybody that just joined. I'm covering some of the common themes that I saw in my questions yesterday that I felt worth addressing. Not to convince anyone to re-sign up, although I would love that because it's amazing for me.
You're right. It is amazing for you, and it sucks for them. They're not going to be successful. It is going to be amazing for you. You're going to continue to profit off of them and be in that top 1% of the company that the rest of them will not get to. 97% of the company never even makes it to diamond. So you're right. Fantastic for you. Sucks for them.
But I covered it's too expensive. I covered my coach and their responsibilities. I covered the company itself. And then the last one is very common. I see it all the time because this is what I do for a living, which is I can't get motivated.
Welcome, Jen.
Hi.
Let's see. Oh, we don't want her that large. How do we want this? Never mind. We have to do it like this.
Oh my goodness. So
All right, Jen,
was-
how you doing?
honestly, I just woke up from a nap.
Yay.
I got up early to get some work done because I didn't want to work late today. Like I didn't want to work this into this evening. So I was like, I'll wake up early. Plus I couldn't sleep. But I got I don't know if it's backwards or not, but this was one of the first products that I offered for my Anchor Fit community. And on the back it says you can shove that fad diet up your ass.
Oh my gosh.
Sitting since she started talking. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna grab that cup.
Okay, that's
it's so small.
I mean, it's wild. And I actually, Jen, I was talking about you earlier. I don't know if you were on for that part when I was talking about programming and different things, and that your programming that I'm doing right now, it's not sexy. It's not crazy complicated moves. And I have texted you multiple times saying, ow, like, ow, this is so effective. And it's the same things to see progress, to like, it's so opposite of what BODi teaches.
So just so everybody, she's on a 6-week strength program.
Mhm.
And we're focusing on the basic movement patterns and getting strong in a bilateral using both sides at the same time position because she has had 2 knee replacement surgeries. So we're getting strong there first, and then she's going to start getting balance, and then she's going to start getting single leg. But she's doing the same 3 workouts for the 6 weeks, but they switch up with weight, with reps. Did you see your deload week yet?
No.
Week 5.
Okay.
You'll same things, less volume, and then week 6, you're low reps and you're going your highest weights. So there's a process, and it is a true progressive overload. So
and a scientific process.
Yeah.
Like it actually does follow science.
And she listened to me. I said, go up in your deadlifts, and she did.
I did. Right. I mean, I think that's the other thing. And I do know I am privileged to have Jen. Not everyone can afford or whatever, despite what Kristina thinks. Some people can't afford additional things. But having someone to be able to talk to, I tried it when I was with BODi, and I don't know if you guys were the same. I viewed my coach as a coach, and I would go to her and say, hey, this isn't working. What do you think I should do? And it was like, well, you should work out more and maybe move to plan A. No, shouldn't have done it.
Yeah. And I answer a lot of questions in my DM from people I don't work with, because it's like, I have to go back and answer a question today. And I'm just like, ask. I'm more than happy to. And if it ever gets to the point where it's like, look, I'm getting too many questions, I have a buy me a coffee button in my link that I never talk about. It's like $5. It's like,
yeah.
I'm like, it's time. But I make my community group is $25 a month. And I know I have people in there that they had to leave because they couldn't afford it. And I still talk to them. It's like,
Yeah.
unlike with Beachbody, when you leave, you're exiled. And they blacklist you basically. I mean, it's like, no, keep in touch. Let me know. Like I just saw somebody post the other day. She's like, I'm not really digging the strength training out. I'm like, go leave, cancel, go test stuff out, and she's been going to dance classes 4 times a week. And I'm like, I am so glad you found something you enjoy.
Yep, absolutely.
It's exciting to see. It's like, yes. It's not everyone all the time.
There were so many times that like I would tell my husband, like, this workout is sucking my will to live. But I felt like I had to continue to do it, and I felt like I had to continue to show it. It was rough. And your live with Brittany yesterday was amazing. I could only be on it for a certain period of time because then I had I've got school.
Yeah.
So
we talked a lot longer than I thought we were going to. And I am considering bringing back some merch, and this might come back, but in a different form, because this is my very first logo that I made. So I have new stuff. But the mug might come back. And because this is too small.
Too small. All right, I just keep pulling up. I mean, it is kind of early. Oh, 0.204. We're so close.
Okay, so I did a poll yesterday in my Instagram stories about when we thought the stock was going to hit the teens. And
the low for today has been 0.200.
So 9 people said today, 15 people said Friday, and 12 people said next week.
I think I voted Friday.
It's what, 3? Well, it's only 1 o'clock.
Yeah, there's still time today.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's either today or tomorrow.
And I believe they have till November 23rd is the date that they have to have some type of plan in place.
And at this point, there's no, like, doing a reverse split wouldn't do anything. You'd have to do a reverse split like 5 times.
Yeah, I don't know what again, shocker, it's too little too late again, Carl. So.
Yeah. So I do want to go back to the supplementation thing.
Yeah.
Because Kat was ranting the other day and saying every woman over 30 needs supplements. No, not everybody needs supplements. If you are eating enough food, if you are eating a fairly balanced diet, if you are, and I will say the one, and I think Hannah said it, vitamin D, especially during the winter for the people who live in the northern states, is recommended for everybody because we don't get outside. We don't get sun. I live in Arizona, usually good, except during the summer. I take it during the summer because I don't go outside because it's an oven.
Because it's it's too hot.
But like, even I was meeting with my general practitioner, and we're talking about stuff, and I'm working with Dan. He's like, well, right now, all of my blood work is good. All of that is fine. And he's like, no. Yeah, vegans would need B12. So it's not everybody. You don't have to. Once you hit 30, 40, 50, going into, you don't necessarily need to spend money on a supplement. And if a personal trainer is recommending a specific supplement to you or a specific brand, question that, because we are not supposed to do that. And I know you see at gyms, you'll see them selling stuff because they have partnerships with them.
Yeah.
If I ever open up a space, you won't see that. You might see Bear Bells protein bars because those are delicious, and bottled water, but that's it. You won't see supplements.
Well, and I think like you have to be careful when somebody who is selling it is telling you that you have to have it.
Yeah.
No.
And
here's no reason.
What I tell people they have to do: eat food.
Yeah. 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 Well, and I've started to do red light therapy.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's like, okay, I got like a dose of vitamin D and I'm not like tanning or doing some of those things, but it's based on your blood work. Yes. And allow actual dessert.
Blood work and diet, because if you're a person who actually doesn't like to eat a lot of produce and fruits and vegetables to get those vitamins and minerals, taking a multivitamin is not going to hurt. There's no harm that can come for it, but adding the specific individual vitamins in can, especially if you are eating what you're supposed to. Marie, yes, most of our milk has vitamin D in it. I am not lactose intolerant, but I don't drink milk unless I eat a bowl of cereal, and I rarely eat a bowl of cereal because that's one of the foods I used to eat a box a night.
Me too. Me too.
In the dark.
Right. It was, isn't it? It's interesting. Why do you, okay, this says we are not qualified in any way, shape, or form to talk about this. Why do you think cereal is a binge food? Because it is for me. It was for you.
Because it's easy to eat.
I mean, in the volume, you can eat a whole lot.
I mean, you can eat a whole box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and be like, that was delicious. I can't eat it now. Like, I have a couple bites and I'm like, it's too sweet for me.
Yeah.
It is, because it's basically just straight carb. So it's easy to digest. It's easy to eat for the most part. Captain Crunch hurts your mouth.
Right.
Like, but if it's something like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Cheerios or something like that, and yeah, it reminds me of childhood. It's very comforting. But you guys all know that Fruit Loops is all the same flavor, right? And so
okay, you're gonna destroy me. So
it's all the same flavor.
Okay, so I've also heard that Skittles are the same flavor.
No,
but they change like based on the smell or whatever. So we did a blind study. We did a blind taste test, and I was able to tell every single color.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I don't believe that was Skittles.
Hey, Bethany.
What?
Bethany's here.
Bethany.
Yeah, it's easy to eat. You have it at home, and it's inexpensive.
I was gonna say it's fairly inexpensive.
I buy the Malto-Meal Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or if I go to Costco, I'll get it because that's all my kids will eat. We were talking about Skittles very quickly. We started talking about cereal.
Yes.
You know, and it's like right now there's people going out trying to fearmonger about finding iron in cereal. We need iron. And yes, it is a metal, and it is fortified in cereal for a reason, to help make sure, especially children, get the nutrition that they need.
Yeah. No, it's wild. I'll have to at some point have I told you my Skittles thing?
No.
The single worst purchase I ever made that my kids think was just hilarious. During Pride Month, they had Skittles where they were all gray and you couldn't.
Oh yeah, I saw those. You bought it?
So I have one of my OCD things is about like pairs and eating things in pairs, and so like if I have to eat my Skittles in pairs, so I have to have like 2 red. If I had 3 red, I would throw 1 away and just eat the 2. I don't know what it is. Well, not being able to do that because they were all gray, I couldn't eat the bag of Skittles. Like I could not. And my kids they made so much fun of me. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's one of my things.
So I have a fun Skittles story. It's not that, well, it kind of involves me because it involves my child when he was like 4. I played in an adult softball league with my coworkers at Cheesecake Factory. And we went to watch, we had 2 teams because it's a huge restaurant. There were so many people. And we're watching the game of the other team. One of my friends is sitting there with a beer, and Alex had Skittles. And all of a sudden, my friend looks at his beer and it's pink, and he tastes it. He's like, Alex had been putting Skittles in his beer the entire time. And nobody noticed.
Oh my gosh.
We had Skittle Bud Light.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. All right. Okay, let's get back to iron. Some women are low in iron because of menstruation. I mean, again, it's so hit and miss. It's why you need, if you're looking at supplementation, you need additional data, and you need a professional to look at them.
Yeah.
An actual professional.
Dietitians can order blood work, just so you know.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to Kristina. Let's see what else she has to say.
One person said, I don't know what's wrong with me. And then I can't work out alone. Right? These are like really the common themes that I see when people don't get that spark, that demarcation line to create massive change in their life utilizing these products. These are the things that I hear. And personally, I feel that a lot of these themes of not being able to create consistency or discipline or get motivated all boil down to mindset, and all boil down to creating and stacking habits that move the needle, but also unlearning a lot of the things that we were taught growing up. If I was born in 1980, so if you were born anywhere around that time, living through.
Jenny, if you start taking shots and we need to send help, you let us know. She said she was going to take a shot every time she said mindset.
No. Well, are you off your pain meds first? Because you cannot take shots on pain meds.
She had to quit taking them because they made her sick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So be careful, Jenny. Be careful. We're gonna get
behind the toes. Autumn still has not unlearned that.
It's interesting though, like to say that it's because it's all mindset or whatever. It might be that the program is not the right program for them. It might be. It's like, so again, just blaming it on the person. You're just joking around. I'm just saying, Jenny, we care about your health here.
I mean, I should have put Kahlua in my coffee. I found a Coffee Mate Kahlua and Cream coffee creamer, and it is amazing.
Oh, there you go.
Autumn would hate it. Right. It's not sugar-free.
So, okay, she's mentioned Brendan. I think I've heard his name 2 or 3 times. We're going to see how much more she mentions Brendan.
Oh, take a shot every time she says Brendan.
Right.
The era of, all the ephedra and skinny, like the skinny supermodel era and all of that, we were literally brainwashed to think that skinny is beautiful and anything other than skinny is not beautiful, and you have to starve yourself to be healthy and lose weight and be skinny, because that was the standard that we were like literally brainwashed to understand.
You know what she's describing?
Autumn?
No. It's something that they say doesn't exist. Diet culture.
I was going to say, yeah. Diet, and
she is, yeah. And yeah, Tanya, Letitia.
Autumn. I mean, there's so many of them. Here's the thing though, like, it is still about losing weight, or they wouldn't be showing scale pictures. They wouldn't be showing all the before and afters. It is still about skinny.
Yep.
Like,
well, I mean, I have to send it to you. I don't know if you saw Kat yesterday. She went on and just like all of her stuff, it usually starts off really well. It's like, okay, cool. I can get behind this. All right. But then she goes and she says something off the rails. And it's like, went from exercise is like good for your mental health, which it is, good for maintaining your weight through the holidays as a top priority. Like,
she gets so close. She gets so close. She's like right there.
That's what makes her so dangerous.
Exactly. Yeah. This Carl's whole healthy holiday thing.
We're gonna use that hashtag, right?
Right. Oh yeah. Y'all, hashtag healthy holiday.
Oh yeah, cats, they're gonna do 80%. They're not going all in. For the holiday.
Wait, is she all in for October though? Because isn't October the most important month of the year?
That's what I thought, but she hasn't been.
Huh. Interesting. And I would just say to everyone, brace yourself, because the end of the year is rough. Like the amount of shilling, guilt, all of those things like ramps up times 100. Yeah, not giving up my wine. Yikes. Bethany, send some fudge my way, or at least the recipe.
Yum. Yeah, she's not giving up her wine, an actual literal toxic poison to our body, but sugar is evil. Like, Would
Like,
it
it
something
does.
our body actually needs? I mean, not
Yep.
excess sugar, which is, yeah, you eat too much sugar, it's not good. But for your not good, not eat it. Like, eat it if you want to, fine. But overall health, over long term, if you eat excess sugar every day, it's gonna make you feel like shit.
Yeah. Okay. So wait, here's this. Yeah, she demonized Starbucks. I want to talk about this for a second. So when I quit BODi and I went to prove it, it was during holidays season.
Oh,
And the amount of posts that I did of how proud I was of myself for saying no to everything because I went completely keto. And that I lost like all of this weight, and like I was totally bought in on shaming people for holiday weight gain. I absolutely did it. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, his healthy structure challenge. Is that what it's called? Came up with something stupid.
Something like
It's
that.
really stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of us did.
Oh my goodness. All
And
right.
it is
So prepare yourselves for mindset. Yep.
it is absolutely, because you wonder what's wrong with you. Like, I mean,
Cassie, you have to take personal responsibility for that.
yep. Yep.
Oh
And
my
it's so hard when you feel like you can't. I mean, I've struggled with depression and anxiety since I was in middle school. And so then it's like, why can't I control my mindset? What's wrong with me?
I think that the challenge I'm going to do in December for my community is going to be a Christmas cookie challenge where you have to eat a cookie every day.
Ooh, I like that one.
And we have to share recipes. We're going to do recipe swaps.
Because the problem is, and there was I can't remember who did the reel today, but she stitched in with Claude.
Oh,
The
God. Did Auntie MLM do it another one?
No, she's a registered dietitian. Erica starts with the V. But she said the problem is that when you say no Oreos, that's when you eat too many.
Yep.
And so I think having me like eat one treat each day, and then and then it's fine.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We see you. We see you. Yeah. All right, let's see what she's got.
And so, and you see that even still today, even with all the work that we're trying to do, that all the work that I try to do in breaking and unlearning that shit that we were taught, you still see it. Tell me that you don't see the people walking outside wearing those sweatsuits. Incredibly unhealthy. But those things sold like.
Is she talking about like the suits that increase?
Oh, is she talking about the suits that the wrestlers wear to make weight?
Yeah, I think that's what she's talking about. I see a lot of people in really cute matching sweatsuits that I'm like,
I don't see that right now. Everybody's out walking here now. I've never, unless it's been a high school kid in wrestling. And even then, they've actually stopped doing that for most of the
right. Like I don't know where she's walking.
I never wore one. I mean,
no.
We did have hideous tracksuits in the 90s that looked like weather balloons, but that was just the style back then.
And you'd walk in and be like,
yeah, it might. That's why she might be seeing it. Oh my God.
Okay.
That was a what? Okay. Thanks for the laugh, Kristina, because for the most of this, I was just pissed off.
That one's a good one.
Hotcakes while we were growing up because we were told that is what you do to be skinny. Ephedra obviously was one. The cookie diets, the cauliflower diets, the celery diets, everything that we were taught has created this incredibly impossible standard that we think we have to abide by in order to be successful at this. And you have to break that. So part of your lack of motivation, lack of discipline, lack of consistency has to come from a change in the way that you see this. A change in the in why you are doing it, as opposed to any superficial or materialistic kind of standard that you've set for yourself. And on top of that, a lot of us live in the past. Brendan calls it, we live in a different time zone. Raise your hand, comment if you have said, oh.
Jen and I live in different time zones from each other.
Yep.
We're in different time zones. Okay. I have a few feelings on this. So I talked about this in the last one. It's the blame shifting, right? So if you are not successful, it is your fault. If you are successful, it's because I did that.
Yeah.
I was a great coach. But again, like, then why are you doing before and afters? You are perpetuating that cycle.
Yeah. They're in diet culture, diet industry. They're in that circle.
Mm-hmm.
They're in it. Like,
Yep.
you are a weight loss company presenting yourself as a fitness and supplement company. You're a weight loss company.
They're a health esteem company, Jen.
God, that needs to go away. Should I make something that's like health esteem with a big X through it?
Oh, we need that. We need that.
No, we need something. Oh yeah. Okay. So I will. I'll look into doing more merchandise with this one. I made this one when I first left, and I was really angry still. So I'm like, I'm not as angry now, but it's still like, yeah.
And here's the thing, like, yeah, she forgot to mention the 24-hour champagne diet. We all did some of these things, and some like 100-calorie packs, like you name it.
Snackwell.
Oh my gosh.
Nutrisystem.
They're devil's food. Oh, the devil's food Snackwell's cookies. Oof.
So here's what I would be like, okay, cool. I'm going to eat these instead because they're healthy. I would eat the whole box.
Yep, absolutely.
So it negates, it's like, that's the same thing. So it's like, I think I was talking with somebody the other day. I said, look, and she's worried about eating all of the cookies. I'm like, so she's going to have this or this or this. I said, it is healthier for you to eat 2 or 3 cookies than it is for you to try and eat this. And then you eat this because you're not satisfied. Then you eat this and this and this and this and this. And then by the end, you're like, oh, I feel like crap because I ate too much. All because you were scared of eating 3 cookies.
And you still want the cookie.
And you still want the cookies. And you probably end up having the cookies and eating them while you feel like shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Snackwells were one of the worst diet foods. Can you still buy Snackwells?
I think you can. I mean, they still have the 100. I don't know if they're still stacked. I'll have to look next time I go to the store. 100-calorie packs are still around, which I actually don't mind those. They'll just pre-portion. It's just marketing. Whatever.
It is.
You know, like clean. When she said clean supplements earlier, I'm like, oh my God, what do? Run it through a washer?
Nope.
Like,
yeah. Slim fast.
My food is clean. Oh, so okay. So you wash it before you wash your produce before you put it away? Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clean chicken. Okay, people, do not wash raw chicken.
Oh my gosh.
Don't rinse it off. That's from a person who's in the restaurant industry for 20 years and had to take food safety classes. That is not safe. Salmonella will go over your kitchen. It's
right.
I know you're not touching it. Just use tongs.
We have to kick Bethany out of our cult because she likes Snackwell's double food cookies. Ew.
What?
Bethany, they're so nasty.
You're out.
You're out. You're out. But she did hit
We're
Ruby.
not allowed to not like this. We have to not like the same foods. If you like
it's true. She hit Ruby though, so it makes her super cool. We need her.
She's the only other person I know that ever hit Ruby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I did like some of the things with the 100-calorie packs. Because like you said, it made packing a lunch easy.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, grab this and go and whatever. I think for me, that was my Weight Watchers. I think that was my Weight Watchers.
I didn't do Weight Watchers until after I had Alex. That was the first time I did Weight Watchers. When I was 14, I started taking diet pills. That was my first.
I was I was in 6th grade, so that would have been what, 12, 13?
Yeah. And then I tried all of them. I went through one of the exercises I do with nutrition clients is we sit down and I have them, one of their journaling parts is to write down every restrictive diet that they did. And it's more than once too. So if you did Weight Watchers 10 years ago and then you did them 5 years, so you have to write it down every time. It's like, how many times? It's like, this is not okay. Like, we're done.
Yeah.
Mine I think my list was like 56.
It's wild. And there are so many that I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear someone mention it and it's like South Beach. Oh, I did South Beach. I tried South Beach.
Yeah. So when you do that, you sit down and you're writing and then you're like, oh shit, wait, I did that too. And then right. Cause we forget about them. And it's like, look.
Okay. The weirdest one that you ever did. So my weirdest one, for the love of all that's holy, it's snowing. Damn it. Anyway,
What?
Okay.
All right.
This one. Okay. So I did one that you had, it was like I don't know if it was a mushroom. I don't know officially what it was, but you had it in and you would like brew this mushroom tea that was a diuretic. And it was absolutely disgusting. I think that's the grossest one that I did.
I did attempt the baby food diet, Hannah. I did the Duquesne diet for 3 days. I was only allowed to eat chicken. The first week, you just eat chicken.
Ew.
That's it. Like Autumn's competition prep meal plan is better than his chicken. I think it was just chicken or something like that, but it was a lot of chicken. And after that, I'm like, I did not have chicken in my house for like a good 7 months.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I mean, and I think that's what it comes down to. We all have done crazy things.
Yeah.
But I would add Beachbody to one of my crazy things that I did.
Yeah.
So
nope, not even vegetables. It was just chicken.
Well, because you cut out carbs completely, right?
Yeah.
Plain. I think with anything though, like if you restrict to that degree, you're going to lose weight because you're not going to want to eat it anymore and you're going to like restrict calories, I would think.
Potatoes are like the holy grail of food. Potatoes are amazing.
All I'm going to tell you is I need to go to the potato museum. Apparently they have potatoes and they serve them any way you would like. And it's supposedly a magnificent place to go.
It's this potato museum.
And you have to come to Idaho for that. It's not worth it.
But I get to see you.
You would. I would take you. We would have a great time at the potato museum. We could do the potato museum and then the Museum of Clean.
Okay. I'm just not coming when it's snowing.
All right. Well, I'll see you in April.
Because I mean, it's 77 here. It's sunny.
Yeah, it's boo. I hate snow. All right.
Yeah.
Man, if only I looked like what I looked like on my wedding day. Or if only I looked like when I was 21. Or if only, oh, God, look at this picture. I was so skinny. I want to look like that again. That's a problem. You're living in the wrong time zone. You got to be here in the present with a foot in the future as to who you want to become. Not based on the size of your pants or the bikini that you get to wear, but of who you are as a human, who you are to your kids, the joy and fulfillment that you have in your life while working towards aspirational goals. Because yes, it's okay to want to lose weight. Yes, it's okay to have a routine. Yes, it's okay to want change for yourself, but it's who you are in the process that you need to course correct, because you don't have to suffer through this. You don't have to hate yourself. You don't have to be in a negative state in order to see results. And that is a huge shift in the way that you think. Now, they talk about motivation, and I think motivation is key. I'm but I'm motivated because I have a motive. And I want you to write that down. What's your motive for?
Oh my gosh.
I'm supposed to write down that I'm motivated because I have a motive.
That's our lawyer speak. So like, she's not, it's kind of like Kat, right? She's not totally wrong.
No.
But the issue comes in is like, she's saying all of this stuff, fantastic, but then she's selling you on a one size fits all program with options instead of letting you choose what is going to work best for you.
Yep.
Autonomy
Absolutely.
is sexy. That is going to be on my new merch. I have people, just like Amy's doing programming. I have people that do programming that I write. I have a monthly calendar that I put out for people to use if they want it. But there are people in there doing Peloton. There are people in there doing chair workouts. There are people in there just walking. They're there for the community and they have access to me and ask me questions and for the calls with the guest speakers. But they have the option and it's there.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to force anybody. You have to do this program. Now, if you hire me long term and you're like, and you're not doing it, then we're gonna sit down and have a conversation. Be like, what's going on? But it's just like, she's so close. And then
here's the thing as well. I think you also need to honor that there are going to be some days that you don't feel like working out, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Hi, that was me for 2 weeks.
Right.
And then that part of it is like, you don't want to do that. Okay, what options do I have?
Yeah.
Mobility, walking, stretching.
Did you just hear my watch just yelled out? I thought so.
You know, get up from the chair and do 5 squats. You know, it's like there's ways to get movement in that doesn't have to be a structured exercise program.
But when you're in Beachbody, those things don't count.
Nope.
They don't count.
No. Like if you can't get the whole program, a whole workout in done, it doesn't count. I had, yesterday, somebody was like, somebody sent me a message like, please tell me it's okay for me only to do half of my workout because I'm going to an event later, but I only have time to do half. I said, how about you do this instead? How much time do you have? Set that timer. Look at the workout ahead of time. Write down the exercises you want to do. Write down the reps you're going to do, and just go.
Yeah,
it still counts.
Absolutely. Well, and
options. And they don't give you those options.
This is a really good statement because there are all they take things that are really good. There are some great things. I love it that people who are celiac or vegan have more options now.
Yeah.
But then people twist it and are like, well, everybody is gluten sensitive. Everybody needs to eat this. And it's like, okay, stop. So they take parts that are good and they mix it with this wildness.
Yep.
Holy crap. We're having like a full-on blizzard. What is happening? Yikes. Jen, I'm going to have to come down and stay on your couch at some point. I hate it here. I hate it here. All right.
You can be a snowbird. You can go back in the summer. I'll come with you.
I should. These dang kids that think they need to have school and lives. Boo.
Right.
For this. When you have a motive for doing this, then the motivation comes from within. My motive is clear, and I said it at the beginning of this video. My motive is that 20, 30, 40.
No, your motive is clear. You're trying to save your business.
Yep. And let's just say one of the things I say often with people I'm working with, and they're like, I'm just not motivated. I said, motivation's a liar.
Mm-hmm.
Motivation is a liar. It may get you started, but it's the action and the doing that will keep you going.
Yep, absolutely.
Motivation.
Absolutely.
It's fleeting. And the action leads to discipline. The action leads to consistency. But at the same time, you have to be flexible within that in order to stay consistent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think of do you remember the bendy pens from when we were little? There you can bend it and shape it around. That's how I describe what a health, fitness, whatever I'm working with somebody, it needs to be. It may change shape and you may change direction, but it's still going to write. If you take a regular pen and you try and bend it and move it, you're going to break it.
Yeah.
Then you really do have to find something else. But if it's a bendy pen and you're moving it around and you're flexible.
You know, this is an interesting thing to talk about. And I can just tell you this from my own experience. So for me, it wasn't alcohol but I lied all the time. Like, as far as what I was actually eating, what I was actually doing. And I think they lie.
Absolutely.
They lie. And I think I talked about this. One of my like turning points was when I was in a group with all of these top coaches and nobody was following the BODi nutrition programs. Nobody was. We were all doing keto. It's, you know, it was back when it was super big. I mean, it still kind of is, but within the BODi community, but they were selling it as if they were doing 21-day fix and they were doing ultimate portion fix. And that's not what any of us were doing.
I remember when Shalene's 131 plan was being launched and she asked for a test group.
Oh, I did that.
And I think 90% of the people on my team were doing that. And like they post stuff and be like, oh, what is that? Oh, I can't tell you. It was like, what? It wasn't a beachbody thing. My turning point was sitting in the car with a box of donuts for my kid's birthday and then looking down and they were gone. I ate a dozen donuts.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I can't say that was the end because I still did the 2B mindset test group the next month. So it's like, but
it started the dissonance. Like, whoa.
That was the big one. Like it had started before then. I had like half a foot out the door just because my uptime was but that was like, oh, and I stopped the time nutrition plan with 80-day obsession. And then I did the test group and it's just.
So it's interesting that you mentioned it's interesting that you mentioned 131. So Chalene Johnson and Melissa McAllister were close. I don't see them together ever anymore, but they were close at one point. And the 131 program, it does quite a bit of keto stuff in it, and fasting and all of those different things. And Leslie Cortez was in that test group, and she was in that special group that I was in, and she brought a lot of the 131 materials. And I totally did 131.
Yeah.
I do like the water bottles. The water bottles are pretty. Did you ever see the water bottles?
I don't remember. I probably
There were 3 water bottles, one for morning, day, and night, and they were super pretty. I was given those as a gift from my upline Improve It for hitting some goals. Because she was really good friends with Chalene.
That's too many water bottles to wash.
It is. It is. It absolutely is.
Too many water bottles.
Okay.
Years from now, because I intend on living a really long time, that Marley and DJ do not have to bear the burden and the cost of the lifestyle choices that I've made right now.
She was saying this stuff the first video you're doing. I'm like, I went off in the comments. It doesn't, you can make all the best lifestyle choices in the world. There is still a possibility of high cholesterol. There is a possibility of cancer. There is a possibility of liver disease, kidney disease, lung disease. Do you minimize stuff? Yes. But just because you do that doesn't keep you safe from all of the other things. And it's just like, she forgets, she doesn't talk about that.
No, or people who are ready
on health is fitness and nutrition when it's a really big circle with lots of pieces of the pie. And nutrition is only a little part of it.
Yeah. My husband has chronic kidney disease. He's had it since he was young. That impacts everything. Like the dude from Biggest Loser that had a heart attack.
Bob Harper had a Widowmaker.
Right? Like, so I do agree that, you do things that you do whatever you can to be in a healthier state, but that's also mentally and emotionally as well. And I was in one of my worst conditions when I was in Beachbody.
Yeah.
And if I look at the level of stress, oh, Bethany, that is so sad.
Ugh.
Pancreatic cancer is, oh, my dad passed away from that. It's rough.
I say it like that because it's so ingrained in who I am and who I want to be that my motive is clear. So if you're lacking motivation, you got to ask yourself, what's your motive? And if it's
But then this would also make me feel guilty. So if there was a time that I did have a binge, like on donuts or whatever, this would make me feel like, well, apparently I'm a sucky mom because I don't care about my kids more than I care about these donuts. But that's not what it is. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Not
You can't
only are they
separate.
shaming about, you not doing things, now they're mom shaming.
Yeah, right? Like, no, stop it.
I should say parent shaming.
Parent shaming. Yeah.
You started playing very social determinants of health. This company will not address them.
No.
Even their dietitian, we're not sure if she's licensed. We have speculation and, our thoughts that possibly she lost it. Because she will not give, usually if you're working with a dietitian, hey, can you have your license to check? She won't give out her license number.
Who won't give out her license?
Alana.
Really?
No.
Interesting. Well, the other thing that drives me bonkers is that she says, a registered dietitian who lost 100 pounds, she lost all of that weight before she ever became a dietitian.
Yep.
So, like, she's very misleading in the things that she says.
They all are. Like this is she's scolding.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want anybody like, no.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
dress because it's a size 2 or 4 or whatever, you're going to fail every single time. Every single time you will fail. You'll never get there because you are not the same person that you were 30 years ago, 20 years ago. You are who you are now with life and experiences and maybe children and hardships and COVID and all the bullshit that we've had to live through the last 5 years that we continue to. We're in war. Like, give yourself a break. But give yourself the gift of health and fitness. Because
it is making me money.
Yeah, exactly.
When you do that, you guys, it changes everything. It changes how you feel, how you wake up, how you see the world. A workout. If you watch the Jonah Hill Netflix documentary, which if you haven't, I highly suggest you do. And if you see Jonah Hill now versus when he did Superbad, one of my favorite movies of all time, you see the evolution of a man. You see the evolution of a man who improved every facet of his life.
Haven't there been some pretty big allegations against Jonah Hill?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say yes because we're
okay. Okay. But here's the thing. You also are seeing what he is presenting to the world. You are not seeing everything behind that. You don't know what went into that. I mean, yeah, no.
I'm surprised she didn't bring up Rebel Wilson, who has shared the diet that she did and the extreme workouts that she did. And she has the access and financial resources to pay people to put her on that restrictive diet and working out 15 hours a day.
Yep. He had,
and people were like, no, it's like, good for you, but you weren't eating anything, and this isn't realistic for the rest of the population.
Yep. Yeah. No, the only reason I mentioned the allegations against Jonah Hill,
they don't, the access and the accessibility financially, physically, emotionally, mentally. And when she addressed the money thing at the first half of this, it was just like, no. And she's like, I get it. But then she goes, but it's like,
yeah, Well, and I want to clarify, the only reason I mentioned the allegations and stuff with Jonah Hill, she's making it seem like he had this great metamorphosis and everything was amazing. And he went from being this and got health and fitness and went to this. And
now
it's
he's
like,
the best person ever.
you're missing a whole bunch of nuance in there. Like, come on. But again,
social
determinants of health is a very big issue.
And part of that is
Because
Is what?
access and affordability for people.
Absolutely. Yeah, Carolyn Gravan's YouTube is great.
Yeah, that's a long-term plan for my YouTube, but
Yes. You got this. You got this.
I have no range of motion in my ankles, so I have to hire people to do the exercises.
I know. It's awful.
because he started taking care of himself. His mental health improved. If you have mental health struggles like I do, I'm living that right now. My number one piece of advice is find your motive and get to fitness.
My number one piece of advice is talk to a doctor and potentially a therapist.
Yes.
Just saying.
Therapy. I actually there's a couple of people in the community that do Carolyn's workouts.
Yeah. I like her stuff. But yeah, no, this is frustrating. If you are struggling with mental health, the first thing is not to join Beachbody. It is to talk to your doctor.
Yeah. Yep.
It will change you. It will help you. Life is hard.
Yes.
Life will always be hard.
No.
Right? So if you're saying things like, I can't get it together, I'm so busy. Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry. Is she a single mom of 3 kids having to work 3 jobs to be able to afford rent in a 1-bedroom apartment and feed her children, and maybe skipping meals herself so she can feed her children?
Well, and to say like things are always hard, guess what? Like you cannot be the judge of that. Like,
nope.
I mean, I know I've talked that I may start talking a little bit about my last like 3.5 years and some of the things, but finding out about sexual abuse of a child, kids in LGBT community, like that are struggling, that are doing all of these different things amidst COVID, all of these things, I was doing good to get out of bed, and don't shame me for not working out. I was like, I survived, and that was huge. That was an accomplishment.
Just getting out of bed some days was hard.
So for her to say that, it's just so gross. Like, everybody's hard. You know what? Everybody does have what is hard to them, right?
Yep.
But to say like that it's the same, I watched my mom raise 5 kids alone. Her heart is very different than my heart.
Yep.
It doesn't make any, like, I get so mad. It's fine. I'm going to be fine. I just, the level of shame. And do you think that, like, this is what you think is going to bring people to you?
Oh, no. She said at the beginning she wasn't doing this to get people to join her.
Oh. It would be great if you did. Oh.
Everybody's busy. But what's the difference between the busy person that does it and the busy person that doesn't? It's in the mind.
No, it's not.
She's discounting everything. What about the woman that is, or the man who's working 3 jobs?
It's part of it. Like you're picking this very, 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 very small part. There's a whole host. Oh my God.
But to just discount all of that is wild.
But it makes sense because she has, the only thing they know how to do is to sell their fitness and nutrition programs and their supplements. The only thing they're qualified to do is to be a salesperson. They are not supposed to coach. They should not be. No, that is why they can't talk about it. And when they do, they parrot grifters, Brendon Burchard.
Oh no. Am I frozen or is Jen frozen? I really hope it's not me. Is anyone else? Oh, are you guys frozen? Uh-oh.
Motive.
Okay. If you guys can hear me in the comment section, it's Jen. Okay, it's Jen. Because I was like, Jen lost her Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm going to remove Jen because that's an amazing screenshot. I was worried it was me because we actually are even having like accumulation of snow. So this is wild outside. So I was like, crap, I hope my Wi-Fi isn't going down. Oh, this woman's making me very frustrated. Yeah, YouTube is doing some weird stuff with ads on the monetized channels. I'm not even sure what is going on some of them.
It's in the why. If you want something bad enough, you will make it happen. If you want something bad enough, you will make it happen. Whether you have 30 minutes to do it or an hour to do it, you will find the time.
This is like saying that people can just get out of poverty if they just want to. Like that's not how this works. I mean, this whole manifestation, Bethany has a video on manifestation. A lot of things don't work just because you want it to or just because you believe in it. It still may not be the thing. Oh, I think Jen's back.
My Wi-Fi's done. I don't know what happened. So I'm now connected to my hotspot of my phone.
Sweet. I was worried it was me because of our storm that we have going on outside.
No, my printer started beeping. I'm like, why is it beeping? And it's Wi-Fi connected. So it was like, and then everything, I think I actually lost power.
Well, and so Jen, we were just talking about this. Like, she's saying if you want it bad enough, you will make it happen.
Yep.
And like, that's not how that works. Do you think someone who wants out of poverty just doesn't want it bad enough?
That's exactly what they do. You see that all. Yeah. We're not going to, that's a whole nother conversation that can go down a very, we're not.
Yeah, we'll stick. Kristina's enough for today.
It's an argument I get in with my father-in-law often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some people say you can't work out alone, and this is an interesting one because I have found that I love working out alone. But you can choose to also do this with other people. You can take BODi to the gym. You can incorporate BODi into the lifestyle. So when you're traveling, right, this $99 pack that we just launched, that's just for a month. Like, just imagine how you can use that with your gym routines, right? So it's like understanding how this can fit into your life.
I am just going to say this right now. If I was doing some of those weird ass movements, the autumn programs at the gym, I can't even imagine the looks I would get. People would be like, what are you doing? Oh,
Okay, there we go. To either use the equipment or you don't have the option.
Crap, you're breaking up, Jen.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. No, it's interesting to me to say, like, yeah, you're not going to pay for both, right? You're not going to pay for both of those. I can't even imagine if I was doing that stuff. People would mock me at the gym. Like, come on, Kristina. No, you're not going to take that with you to the gym. And like $99 just for the Beachbody stuff. And then to pay for a gym on top of that, like that doesn't make any sense. Let's see.
But yeah, they're not going to show you just the.
Nope, you're still breaking. You frozen again, my friend. All right, I'm gonna have to remove Jen again. Didn't if you guys remember, what is it? You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Jen, I'm sorry. Dang it. I hope your hotspot starts working. Okay, we're pretty close.
And enhance your life. Beachbody body doesn't have to be everything. The other day I went to a Pilates class, super enjoyed it. I love going to Soul Cycle and Cycle Bar. I love that. I love all those things too. But what I have realized in this busy life with children and a career and all these things, that this was a simple solution, right? So think about how you can incorporate the simple solution, the monthly memberships, right? Even the nutrition plans, because a lot of people that go to gyms and boutique fitness facilities like Orange Theory, they just don't know what to eat. So think about like BODi incorporates all of that. It doesn't have to be this all or nothing approach. So it's just thinking differently and how this can enhance your life as opposed to anything else. All right, you guys, I'm done. I hope this was helpful. A lot of you said that you were willing to chat about giving it another go with a different perspective, a different community. I'm here to help. This has been life-changing for me. I know it's not going to be the same for everything, but my goal today was to kind of change your perspective on some of the double downs that you've had. Like, oh, it doesn't work, or I don't have time, or I don't have money, or it was my coach, and that's why I failed, right? I want to change your perspective, because I think if we can learn how to think, how to change our perspective.
All right.
Nope. I think I'm still frozen. I'm going to have to watch and I'll be in the comment section.
Oh, boo.
Or am I good? Am I good?
I think let's try it for a minute.
All right.
I think you're okay. Okay.
How to see things differently, and
It's my turn for
with the underlying theme of you have to take responsibility for yourself, that you can start to see things a little bit different. All right, you guys, hope that was helpful. DM me if you want to chat. I know some of you I can shoot out messages to because you clicked on my poll, and I'll get to you today. All right, talk soon. Bye.
That was not helpful. No. Oh, yep, Jen's frozen again. It's so fascinating to watch all of this happening in real time, to watch the crumble, to watch these coaches getting desperate. It just, yeah, it absolutely is screaming desperation. I'm not gonna say who. Well, sure. Okay, so apparently, like, Julie Boris is getting very desperate. I haven't looked at her stuff in quite a while. She is getting very, apparently, like, increasingly unhinged, which is saying a lot for her. But it is this desperation because they can see it collapsing in real time, and they have put all their Shakeology in one basket, if you will. Yikes. Okay, this was long. Sorry. Between my husband and Jen, which I absolutely love having people to talk to with it and to hear their perspectives and stuff. And same thing, live chat. Thank you so much. Because I think that's one of the most important things, is to get this out to so many people and to get the different perspectives and to honor those perspectives versus like, I'm just going to come on and tell you why you were wrong. It's like, well, there's more than one way to look at any of these things. And she's right about that. But to discount anyone who had a negative experience as it being their fault, it's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. All right. I think I am going to sign off. I get to do some schoolwork now. And I will chat with you guys later. If you can make sure and go like the video, subscribe if you aren't subscribed yet. Any of those things definitely help my channel. And I will talk to you guys. Later. Yeah, I'm gonna go love on my poor pup. She just wants all the love right now. So I am gonna go do that. All right, bye guys.